Hey everybody, Smart Silver Stacker here. Welcome to another live stream. We've got an urgent update for gold this weekend. Of course, following the events earlier today in the Middle East with Iran launching salvos of missiles and drones, there's a lot of uncertainty in the world right now. However, gold markets and silver markets, markets in general, are not open at the moment. Over the weekend, of course, they're closed, so we're going to have to wait until Monday to see how this affects markets. But here's the thing. Cryptocurrency markets are open 24/7, and what you're looking at here is the chart of a cryptocurrency called Pax Gold. Now, this is a gold stablecoin, and I've never heard of this before, mind you. This is not a recommendation for this stablecoin. This is not a recommendation to buy anything. It's not financial advice. But however, if you go to the site for this cryptocurrency, Pax Gold, according to them, each Pax Gold token is backed by one fine troy ounce of gold stored in LBMA vaults in London. So this is a fully backed cryptocurrency, and yet look what happened to the price of this token following the onset of these conflicts in the Middle East. It spiked to over $3,000. Now, prior to the onset of these hostilities, the price of this coin was trading just slightly over the gold spot price, the price at which gold closed yesterday. It was trading right around $23.92. It spiked up to over $3,000. Now it remains elevated at $24.45. So this is a very significant development in the gold market. Of course, look, I mean, anything could happen between now and Monday. We're going to get into these events here in just a moment. I'll give you a quick update. I mean, I did a live stream earlier as these events were breaking, but this gives you a preview of what may come on Monday. Now, if you want to get some gold before then, today's video is sponsored by SD Bullion. I looked over there to see what they had for gold. Right now, they've got a sale on this 2023 quarter-ounce gold Britannia coin, 50% off the premium. Excuse me one second while I just mute my phone here. Anyway, so if you want to get some gold before markets open on Monday, that would probably be my pick. I want to take a look at the chart of gold here real quick, because there was a very bullish setup for gold heading into the Monday open, regardless of these developments over the weekend. But now, I mean, it's clear that there's a huge bull case for gold, and silver as well, of course. But you can see on the chart here, the weekly chart for gold, I mean, it did have a pullback on Friday. A lot of people were focusing on the smackdown that occurred. I see Yankee stacking in the chat. Hello, Yankee. He says, Iran's attack was possibly factored as these events were expected and delayed. Yeah, that's right. A lot of this stuff was already priced in. However, did you see that Pax Gold chart, Yankee? Up to $3,000 earlier, still well above the close for gold. Now, the price of gold here on the weekly chart, you can see gold actually closed on Friday in the green. So there has been no interruption really in gold's move when you look at it from a weekly standpoint. And I did a little technical analysis on this chart of gold here with the AI tool that we've used in the past, Chart Eye. And I wanted to look at this just to give you an idea, some of the key observations from this AI analysis of the gold chart. Now, keep in mind, technical analysis doesn't factor in any of the things going on in the Middle East. It doesn't factor in the massive U.S. debt. It doesn't factor in any of the items that we might consider fundamentals. This is purely technical analysis based on the numbers. So, I mean, it doesn't really even factor in that this is gold that it is looking at. It's just looking at the price action. This could be the chart of, Pop-Tarts. It doesn't matter. It doesn't factor in that it's gold. It's just talking about this information based on the price action. It says, key observations for the gold chart is that the last closed candle shows a significant upsurge with a substantial body, indicating strong buying pressure. Says there are no immediate upper wicks on the most recent candles that would imply rejection of higher prices. And it also says that the consecutive increase without substantial pullbacks may indicate a strong bullish trend. So a very promising outlook, and this is not, my analysis. This is just an impartial analysis by an artificial intelligence program, right? So this is not, my take on it. I'm just reading this to you. Changing gears a little, let's talk about what's going to determine how things go next week. Iran has done its things now. It says that its drone attack is legitimate defense following the attack on its consulate in Damascus, says the matter is concluded. However, there is a lot of bellicose language in this statement. So they launched their missiles, they launched their drones, and now they're saying, that's it. That's our response. But it's very unlikely, I think, that we won't see some form of reprisal from Israel. And that's really going to determine how this moves going forward. Now, this is from April 9th. Israel threatens to bomb nuke sites as Iran backs down from a direct attack. This is from the Times of Israel. Now, what they were saying on the 9th was that it was likely Iran would not attack, as they just have. And they're citing an anonymous Western official here from the London-based Alaf News, who reported this, that Israel has been conducting Air Force drills in recent days that include preparing to target Iranian nuclear facilities and other key infrastructure in retaliation to a direct attack. So, I think Yankee's correct, as he states in the chat here, that Iran had to respond to Israel's action to save face. However, it's interesting. Iran could have perhaps taken a more measured response here, like following the killing of General Soleimani, I think I'm saying his name right, by the previous president. What did they do? They launched strikes on U.S. bases in the region. However, I believe they warned the U.S. ahead of time that the strikes were coming in, so it was a very symbolic gesture. This attack tonight seems like it has a little bit of a different vibe to it. Just my take. That's subjective, I suppose. But it seems like it was perhaps a bit more than what everybody was anticipating from them. Now, Netanyahu says here, we are ready for any scenario, both defensively and offensively. He vows to respond to these attacks that we've witnessed today. Now, of course, it's going to depend how he does that. If he targets Iran's nuclear sites, though, that could be a major escalation. I don't know. Maybe they'll do something else. Maybe they'll do some more targeted strikes in Syria. That would probably be what we would hope for here, so that escalation doesn't get out of hand. But if they attack Iranian nuclear infrastructure, that's going to be a huge problem. Thank you, Sean Fu, for the super chat. We got all the great YouTubers in the house tonight. What does Sean say here? He says, gold's incredible spike reflects the world waking up to monetary debasement. Iran just kicked this to overdrive. We must do a collab on this insanity. Yes, we will do that, Sean. Let's get together and do a video soon. I'd love to discuss all of this with you and get your take on it. But listen, this has a lot of potential to get very out of hand very quickly. One thing I've been hearing a lot of speculation about as I check on the interwebs for all the updates is I've heard a lot of talk of Israel utilizing an EMP weapon. Now, that might sound a little out there, but I found this article from the Times of Israel from back in 2012 when they were writing about Israel sending Iran back to the Stone Age with an electromagnetic bomb. And this would be a huge problem. Now, on the one hand, this would in some ways seem like a restrained approach in the sense that this would not result in any deaths, at least not immediately, right? It would just destroy electrical infrastructure. However, this could, be very, very damaging to Iran, to the civilian population there. And I'm not saying this is going to happen, but I've heard a lot of whispers of this being a potential option in the Israeli quiver, so to speak. So, we're going to have to watch how they respond here. However, I think as things stand now, even if the Israelis opt for a measured response here, this spike gives you an idea of what this week is going to hold for gold. And I think the price is likely headed much higher, as well as the price of oil and then other commodities as well. Where gold heads, I think that silver will eventually follow. But Monday is going to be very interesting. And the fact that, a lot of the online dealers, they have their prices locked, such as SD Bullion, as of Friday's close. That's what they're selling gold for over the weekend. I'm not telling anybody what to do, but that might be an opportunity. So something to check out. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments down below. I see some folks saying that gold is going to drop Monday hard. Well, I mean, anything's possible. Look, it could be that all of this was already priced in, and if it turns out that this is more of a show of force and that cooler heads prevail here, that may very well happen because, there was a lot of this already priced in. We've been hearing about imminent attacks for weeks now. And, if somehow it turns out to be de-escalatory, then I suppose that's possible. But I think the odds are in favor of further escalation at this point. That's just kind of my gut feeling and my assessment of the data. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do me a favor, smash that like button, share the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not done so yet. And I will catch you next time.